Scooby Doo and the Alien Invaders made in the year 2000, yet again full of mystery inc, solving yet another mystery. The mystery of the mysterious aliens and UFO sightings, in which I guess aren't seen every day. And when the gang gets too close, Shaggy and Scooby are then kidnapped off the rooftop, which is very fucking bizarre, again. And when they're kidnapped, they manage to escape the ship in which we're keeping them captive, and then the gang come together and plan to take them down and plan to unmask who they really are, because they're like everyone else thought aliens don't exist, and is probably the worst costume going. What I really liked about this episode is the fact that they used aliens, because I think this was the first time that Scooby Doo had actually used aliens in their sort of, I don't know, mysteries and things like that, and it was really cool to see, because this is one of the themes where I'm really interested in it. It's not like I said in my last video about shitty Egyptians and shit like that, or Vikings, or fucking, I don't know. But either way, and Romans and shit like that, I'm not bothered about none of that. I'm bothered about the nitty-gritty good shit, and this is the nitty-gritty good shit that I like. And when this is in this particular movie or feature film or extended episode, it makes it great, because it's not like, are those aliens real or are they fake and a mystery? It makes you think, in which I really liked about this movie. Also, in this movie, I really liked the story. The story was well written, and it seemed like it all flowed nicely as it came around the mystery. The people who were wearing the alien suits were actually doing it to scare locals and other people away, because they'd just found a gold mine. I'm pretty sure if I'd found a gold mine, I'd do something very, very, very similar, because you wouldn't want anybody messing around with your little gold stash, would you? You wouldn't want anybody nicking parts of your gold and just saying, please can I share? No, I wouldn't want anybody sharing. I would keep that money for myself. And that's what this was all about. They kept the money for themselves. Well, they was planning to, mining this gold and, you know, moving to fucking Las Vegas or some shit. Anyways, further on to this story, I just really liked everything that fit together nicely. Not just the mystery and things like that. It was like the little parts, like how the UFO was actually this ship of amber and crystals, in which was just sort of, I did not see that coming, because I wondered myself, I was like, what's this UFO about? You can't explain that, can you? And they did explain that. It was just a little like fucking spaceship of some sorts from amber and crystal, in which was like, oh, fair enough, you can explain that. And everything just fitted together, and just like every other mystery that Scooby Doo have done, this one was very entertaining, and I loved every minute of it. I also like the introduction of Amber and Crystal, the dog and the woman, the hippie sort of woman, as these really, really, really made it different in the Scooby Doo world, because it's not normally we see Scooby having a love relationship while solving a mystery now, is it? Exactly. And it was very cool to see, and it was very cool to see that those two weren't actually people, and they were actually aliens, in which was bonkers. And yeah, I did not see that coming when I watched this, because the first time I watched it was like a couple of weeks ago, and it was just all like, whoa, mad, mind blown. And honestly, this is one of my favourites, because it's just, there's a twist after a twist after a twist, because I was thinking, maybe the aliens are real, you know, they look quite real. It's not like one of these gloopy ghost type things or other things in mysteries. This was different. This was exciting. This was brilliant, and I loved every second of it, including the Amber and Crystal, Scooby and Shaggy relationship. As you could clearly tell, Scooby and Shaggy did not know what they were getting themselves into when trying to get, you know, a relationship going with aliens. I just really enjoyed that. Finally, I would also turn around and say that I really enjoyed this movie, because this showed Scooby Doo at their peak. Scooby Doo at their peak was probably from, in my opinion, from about 1990 all the way up to around 2007, 2008, as this was a good period where the creativity was just cock on. It was brilliant around this time, as you had Cyber Chasing, which we've done a review on, so go check that out after this video, And they did other ones like Witch's Ghost. They did What's New Scooby Doo around this time. It was just genius. It was like for the next generation coming up, because we know, like we did a review on the Boo Brothers one, which was made in the 80s, in which weren't as good, and we expressed that in the movie review, that it weren't as good and it missed something. And when they got passed into the 90s, you could tell they fixed that thing real quickly, because in the 90s, the thousands, you could clearly see a difference. And they really stepped it up for the new generation. And I think right now, I would turn around and say that it was probably better than the original shit they released all the way back in the 60s and 70s from the 90s and the thousands, because it was just great. And the actors and actresses who played them in the thousands were just brilliant. And I feel that everything just clicked well with creativity. The movies that they released around this time, I just think this was the best for me. And this was one of those movies where we as kids loved and watched several times. Obviously I didn't, this was the first time I watched it, but Cyber Chase definitely was, for me, the pinnacle one where you go, fan favourite. Whereas this one could actually be a fan favourite as well, because this one was a year prior to Cyber Chase. But around that time, either way, the movies, anything Scooby Doo made was just epic. Hence why they end up making 2 live movies shortly after this, because it deserved them on the back of this peak period that they was having. To summarise then on this movie review / feature film review / extended episode, whatever you want to call it, this was epic and one of the most important Scooby Doo movies, as this helped inspire young kids all around the world into watching more Scooby Doo. And it really impacted us as kids watching this, because certain TV shows just make you feel that way, you know what I mean? Like so Scooby Doo, Tom and Jerry, Inspector Gadget, growing up as kids was just great to see. And this was one of those where you just go, yes, you know what I mean? The movie was good, and around this time Scooby Doo was in a decade of dominance where they were, I would say, the biggest TV show around this time, or one of the best TV shows around this time, in which hasn't really been mirrored since, where somebody has taken the kids' TV by storm and fucking done this. And yeah, it was one of my favourites growing up around this time, and it just shows the influence it had on me wanting to watch it week in, week out. And yeah, I just think this just showed that decade of dominance that Scooby Doo had in the creativity department, and I loved it. So what I like about this Scooby Doo, and to summarise this movie, is that it mixes sci-fi, mystery and love. And I don't think none of the other movies, Scooby Doo movies or other kids movies, mix all three as well as this movie does. Hence why I've gave it the rating 7.7 out of 10. Let me know if you agree with that rating. Let me know if you agree with anything I've said in this video or disagree with anything I said. Get in the comments down below and let me know. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell next to the subscribe button to be alerted to all the new content that I and the Recommended Review channel make on this channel. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters. Before you go, click this one to see more reviews like this one. Honestly, a full playlist here for you to go and check out. Click this one. However, if you just want to watch just one more video, just click this one. This is our newest video right here. Or if you just sort of I'm not bothered about another video, well, I've got a treat for you. Just hit that subscribe button, so then you're alerted to the newest one. So then if you're not too bothered now, you can come back later. And also press that notification bell as well. It'll really help us out. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know, like I said, in the comments down below what films you want to see in here, and we can do it for you. Thanks.